Well, hey, everybody. This is Connor Bourne here with the Bourne Financial Coaching Show. Thanks so much for stopping by. I briefly want to discuss today sort of a follow up from the last episode that I shared a sequel, if you will, and hopefully the sequel is more intriguing even than the original. But what I shared in my last episode was just some of the concepts behind the value in not only paying down your debt early, but doing it faster. So the two V's of debt payoff really do pay off. Those two V's being volume, right? So being able to pay more money towards paying down your debt, and velocity. That'd be the second V. And all that this means in this analogy is, being able to get more money and pay more money towards your debt faster. And I spent a lot of time really focusing on how much money you would save in the scenario that I laid out. And maybe if you missed the last episode, just to catch you up to speed real quick, all that I did was I asked the question, what is the um, average credit card debt here in the United States in 2024? And that was $6,360. And then I said, okay, what's the average interest rate on a credit card in the United States? And that was 22%. And then what I asked was, okay, if I had this $6,360 balance at 22%, how long would it take and how much extra money would I spend on interest if I paid just $100 a month towards that credit card bill, or if I paid $200 a month? And definitely, you save over 3 grand. That's amazing. But the big number that stuck out to me was you save 70 months of just having this credit card debt out there. You save 70 months just by paying that extra $100 a month. And I had this fun little thought exercise to where I asked, you know, what's happened in the last 70 months? What has passed? What has passed in the last 70 months? And um, there's obviously big things that have happened. A global pandemic, for example, but also we've had a lot of great movies that have come out since April of 2018, which is that 70-month period. We've had movies such as Avengers Endgame and the Marvel Cinematic Universe phases 4, and I believe we're even into phase 5. So that's happened in the last 70 months. We've had multiple Olympic Games. We've had not just a royal wedding, but we've also had a royal funeral. Um, including this year, we will have had two presidential elections in the last 70 months. Yet again, this 70-month example is how much longer you could have been paying this credit card debt down in the example that I gave. Um, and just think about everything in your personal life that has happened to you since April of 2018. April of 2018 being 70 months since the recording of this podcast here at the end of February 2024. So yeah, it's so like there's so much that has happened since April of 2018, pandemic notwithstanding. And I think that it's really important to not take for granted the ability to be in a better cash position faster. Yet again, it's not like we cannot take it for granted. We cannot take the ability um, to be in a better cash position faster lightly enough. Pardon me, I misspoke there. We cannot do that. We can't take that lightly. And there's three reasons. For those that have listened to me a fair amount, you probably already see that I like to give three reasons. But there's three reasons as to why I think it's really important to always not just focus on how much money you'll save or how much money you could be earning on interest that you've invested early with, um, but also the time and some of the value of getting that time back that you could have been paying down your debt. Or you could have been free from paying down your debt, but instead you decided to pay less and are thus paying down your debt longer. So, three reasons why it's advantageous to pay your debt off as soon as possible. The first, there are practical advantages. Uh, One example that comes right off the top of my head is if you are applying for a down payment or you're applying for a mortgage for your house and you're going through the underwriting process, and you're one of the things in that underwriting process and all that underwriting means is that the bank is sort of kicking the tires on you to see if you are going to be able to pay back the loan that you're offered. Um, and one of those things that banks will look at is your debt to equity ratio, your personal debt to equity ratio. So if you even if you make a lot of money, if you have a lot of debt, that could negatively impact the kind of mortgage you could get and the kind of rate that you could get, which would put you in a position where you're continuing to pay down more in interest than you could have had you been disciplined and pay down your debt faster. Uh, Number two, the second reason it's advantageous to pay your debt off as quickly as possible. It's the personal growth, right? It's about making those small decisions in the moment. It's about doing the next right thing, making the next right financial choice. If we honor, if we take our finances seriously in the little things, we're going to be in the position to make a lot of really good moves in a big way down the road. So never underestimate the value of a disciplined spending decision and maybe split a meal with somebody. Maybe, you know, do a rental movie night as opposed to going to the movies. There's so many creative ways to still have fun and not break the bank and not break the budget. That you know there are a lot of options out there. And number three, and I think for a lot of folks, this could be one of the most impactful advantages as to why it's going to be important to pay off your debt as quickly as possible, is the professional opportunities. Um, there are enough stories out there of folks that really don't like their jobs, but feel obligated to work those jobs because of certain debts that they're trying to pay off. Um, and that makes me understand that it is prevalent and all around me, even if I don't see it day in and day out. Being able to be debt free is going to allow you to uh, pursue the career that you want and that is going to fulfill you. uh, you're going to be able to do that more passionately and with more vigor and with more gazelle like intensity, as a show that is owned by our friend from East Tennessee likes to say, that term he likes to use. So you know yeah, if you're working a job you don't like and it's because you feel like your expenses are too high and a lot of those expenses are your debt, man, work towards getting that debt out, clear that out, so maybe you get into to a position where you can tighten the budget down when you need to make a career move. If there's some expenditures that are gonna that you're gonna need to make in order to make a career move that you're gonna be more happy with. Yeah, that I think that's a really big time advantage to paying your debt off quickly and being in the best cash position possible. So just to recap, those are just three of the reasons why I think it's so important to always remember that you're not just saving money when you're paying down your debt quickly, but you're also saving time. And just there are those practical advantages. Just working on your debt to equity ratio if you are applying for that mortgage for your house, so you will look better as the underwriting occurs. On the personal growth side, having making those disciplined decisions, spending decisions day in day out, and not spending on your card after you continue to start paying it down is going to have dividends, in terms of maybe fulfilling a goal that you have later in life, because simple means critical and little becomes big. And number three, just those professional opportunities. Not being burdened by consumer debt might allow you the emotional freedom to pursue a career that you might not have done had you felt shackled to having to pay down your debts. So, I hope I made a really strong case to either kind of maybe get you serious for the first time about paying off your debt, or give you just that little encouraging energy boost, that little sign that says, hey, keep going, keep working towards paying down your debt, get into the black in terms of your cash position, um, as quickly as possible, so you can make those moves that are going to have those long-term legacy impacts, well after you're gone. So if you are interested maybe in continuing this conversation, if you really like what you hear, um, and would like to chat with me maybe about maybe working together as a financial coach, um, which is a combination of education, application, and motivation. If you've listened to my other podcast, you will remember that episode. But anyhow, if you're interested in getting together and seeing if we could work together, and I could come alongside you as a financial coach to help you in your journey and in your financial journey, I would really encourage you to go to my website at bornfinancialcoaching.com. And on my website, you're going to be able to schedule a consultation with me. Yet again, just to see if everything that what I'm trying to do could be something that you think is going to benefit you. So, yeah, thank you so much for stopping by and having a good chat with me this afternoon here on Leap Day 2024. Again, this is Connor Bourne here with the Bourne Financial Coaching Show, and thanks for listening.